Hello, growers. Looking to turn your homestead into a profitable business? Or are you a farmer looking to boost your sales? Check out my book, Sell Everything You Grow. This book is the ultimate guide to choosing the right farm business model that fits your farm, time, and location. Discover which model has the highest profit margins and why diversification is so important. Whether you're selling apples, vegetables, or microgreens, Sell Everything You Grow will help you find your first market or expand into new ones. Get Sell Everything You Grow on Amazon and start selling more today.
How can somebody who makes their own compost, purchases in their own compost, evaluate the quality of that when they want to use it either as compost or in a tea, which we'll eventually get to in this interview?
Right. The best way is going to be with a microscope. I understand that most people are not going to have a microscope, but I focused strictly on the biology in compost and compost teas, soils. So any compost that I'm looking at, I'm trying to see, has it got good bacteria, good fungi, nematodes, protozoa, and wanting to see quality-wise, just strictly on the biology. So to me, a good compost is going to have all characters of the soil food web. Just kind of using your naked eye when you're looking at a compost from a compost facility, I would say just in general, most large-scale compost facilities are not necessarily going to be making that great of compost because they're focusing on waste reduction more than a quality compost. They're trying to focus on taking a waste product and breaking it down for someone on a super large scale. And when you're on that large of a scale, it's kind of hard to focus on quality. I'm not saying that everyone doesn't focus on quality. I just haven't come across many companies that are very large that, make great compost biologically speaking. But if you get a compost, you want to be looking for various degrees of decomposition in the material. So, there may be some wood chips, but you kind of have to think of those wood chips. If you've got good biology there, they're going to be like a slow release fertilizer because they're going to be broken down over time, and bacteria and fungi are going to eat away at it. They're going to hold those microorganisms, hold the nutrients inside themselves until a predator comes along and eats them, or they die and are then made available. The nutrients inside of them are then made available to plants to take up the nutrients. So if you notice you've got a compost with a lot of chunks in it, then it either hasn't fully gone through the composting process, or there may not be a lot of good biology there to be breaking it down. It's really hard to tell with the naked eye, but I usually look for signs in my own piles of are things turning into humus more quickly? Have I got mycelium, like from saprophytic fungi, on different pieces of wood chunks that are in there? So for people who aren't familiar with what mycelium looks like, if you ever go for a hike in the forest and you lift up some of the leaf litter or some sticks or something like that, and you see white strands on the bottom of a stick or leaves, that's mycelium, and it's from saprophytic fungi, which is fungi that breaks down dead or decaying matter. And then, so in your compost pile, if you notice these mycelium, you know that you've got good fungi going in there, and you should have some good bacteria going in there. It's a matter of having, all the characters, though, because if we do have just bacteria and fungi in a soil or in compost, without getting into a lengthy explanation, they are the first decomposers. So on mainly green, easy to consume tissues, bacteria are going to consume those. And then more brown, woody tissue, fungi is going to feed on those. If you've got bacteria and fungi, you've got those things broken down, but all those nutrients from that organic matter are then held in the bacteria and fungi. But in order to get those nutrients and minerals to plants and into soils, we need their predators to come along and be able to eat them and release those nutrients in a plant available form. So that's the reason we need all the characters, not just bacteria and fungi. So we need to focus on building up all characters of the food web.
Today's episode is brought to you by Modern Grower, a proud retailer of the Sumi Soaker system. The Sumi Soaker system is an irrigation game changer. It offers multiple advantages for market gardeners. Even gentle watering without dry spots common with wobblers. The system is lightweight and portable, so you can use it with quick rotation crops. It's low maintenance with no parts to break or clog. It's versatile. You can use it for direct seeding, transplants, and cover crops. And it's very cost effective compared to overhead options. And maybe one of its best and most unique features is it can put down water in a rectangular pattern, which is very different than rotating sprinklers that leave circular patterns, often with dry corners and overwatered centers. If you want to learn more about the Sumi Soaker system, use the link below or visit us at shop.moderngrower.co.